Welcome to the Whole Child Sleep podcast, where we help families nurture dreams and raise wholeness. Welcome to the Whole Child Sleep podcast. I'm your host, Meyer Hartzheim, and today we're talking about why enough sleep isn't just about duration. Yes, duration matters when it comes to sleep, but that's not the only factor at play. Let's delve deeper into why your child might not be getting the quality sleep they need, even if they're spending enough time in bed. Number one is the importance of timing. Believe it or not, we all have what's called a chronotype. A chronotype is essentially our body's natural preference for wakefulness and sleepfulness during a 24-hour period. If your child is sleeping outside their built-in schedule, the quality of their rest may suffer, even if the quantity is sufficient. Shift workers stand as a compelling example. Numerous studies highlight that these individuals, despite getting enough hours of sleep during the day, are more susceptible to chronic disease compared to those who sleep at night. One such study, established by the American Journal of Epidemiology, details how misalignment between persons' sleep schedule and their chronotype can lead to adverse health outcomes. This can extend to our children, who, with the pervasive blue light from screens and inconsistent schedules, may fall out of sync with the natural rhythm that dictates the optimal times for sleep and wakefulness. Secondly is respiratory health. That late night energy spike your child experiences could possibly be linked to poor breathing, not just their personality as a night owl. Mouth breathing, snoring, and sleep apnea can massively disrupt the quality and quantity of sleep. A scholarly article from Blareontology and Ontology underscores connection between these factors and sleep disturbances in children. These breathing issues can fragment sleep, leading to a decrease in the sleep restorative stages of the sleep cycle, which are so crucial for your child's development and daily functioning. Thirdly, is the role of digestive health. Inflammation is the body's response to all sorts of issues. And when it comes to the digestive system, this response can directly interfere with sleep. Research like that published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology suggests a strong link between gut health and sleep. The study explains that gut microbiome and the circadian rhythms influencing sleep are interlinked. Inflammation can throw off the balance of hormones that help regulate sleep, such as melatonin and serotonin, leading to disrupted sleep patterns. And lastly is mental health. Mental health plays a pivotal role in sleep quality. Chronic stress, anxiety, and depression can all lead to reduction in both sleep quality and quantity. An article in Sleep Medicine reviews evidence showing that stress and mental health disorders can significantly impact sleep, leading to a potential reduction in the restorative stages of sleep and shorter sleep duration overall. The link between all these points is clear. For our children to truly benefit from their sleep, we need to consider more than just how long they're in bed. Quality, timing, physical health, and mental well-being are all pieces of the puzzle. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you all next week. Thank you for listening to the Whole Child Sleep podcast. For references to articles discussed in this podcast or for evidence on the topics that we've discussed on this podcast, please look in the description below, or you can find the articles linked in our blog at curesleep.us. I want to give you an idea of what you can expect in terms of structure of this podcast moving forward. You can expect one podcast a week, and we will cover a topic for 2 weeks. The first week, you can expect the podcast to be more educational and informational. The following week will be more of a Q&A covering the same topic. If you have a question that you would like us to answer during the Q&A podcast, please send them in at 406-551-4083. And if you've found this podcast to be helpful, we ask that you share it. We would love to reach more tired families. We also ask that you subscribe and like and give us a 5-star review. This also helps us reach more tired families. We hope you have a beautiful day, and we will talk to you next week. By listening to this podcast, you understand and agree to the following. The content of this podcast offers the opinions of Meyer Hartzheim and her guests, and it is not intended as medical advice. It serves as an informational purpose. For personalized and medical concerns, consult your healthcare professional. The views and opinions in this podcast are our own and don't represent our employees or affiliates. The views of the guests in this podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect that of Cure Sleep Group. Our podcast and website are not for legal purposes, such as establishing a standard of care or expert witness testimony. We don't guarantee the accuracy of statements or opinions. We appreciate your assistance in maintaining content accuracy. If you find errors in our podcast or blogs, please reach out via email to support@curesleep.us. This podcast is owned by Cure Sleep LLC and presented by the Whole Child Sleep Podcast. Thank you for tuning in.